I'm Leah and I'm your local plant expert here at Jacobs Trading. If you haven't heard of Jacobs Trading, make sure you check the description below. We have some information about our online store as well as our website. It's pretty cool, go check it out. Today we are going to be talking about succulents and how to properly propagate them. So succulents are probably one of the easiest plants to propagate, and once you learn how to propagate them, it'll allow you to grow pretty much as many plants as you want, as well as give them away as gifts, which is what I really like to do. There are a few different methods to propagation. So one of the easiest ones is that you have a plant here, like this snake plant for example, where they just produce a pup or a little offshoot. So this little pup already has a full root system underneath, so all you gotta do is just uproot the plant, kind of trim it off from the mother, and there you go, you have a whole new plant. But what we're going to be talking about today is how to propagate using cuttings. So that's going to be taking off the specific leaf or stem of the plant. There are two ways to get cuttings. You can either take a leaf out of that plant, allow it to dry, and allow roots to form, or if your plant is long and spindly like this one, there's also the method of beheading or the stem removal. Moving on to how to get a leaf cutting, what we're going to do is we're going to take our plant here, and we're going to pick a leaf and just gently try and twist it off, moving it back and forth between your thumb and your forefinger until it breaks off. Some leaves might be a little bit harder than others, but we have this one right here. So I'll show you that one there. You're going to also want to make sure that you pick a healthy leaf. So you're going to pick a leaf that is lush, it's large and big. You don't want one that's brown or rotted. You're also going to want to make sure that you pick a leaf that has a good break to it. So I'm going to show you two examples here. So this one is the one that we picked. It has a good break. It's a nice fine break that was right at the base of the plant. This one beside it here isn't as good of a break. It was broken too soon and therefore has much larger gap, which will cause more bacterial infection in it, so it won't survive. The other way to get a cutting is to get a stem cutting. So for this, it's really good to use a plant that is really spindly like this one here. So all the leaves are just pretty much at the top of the head of the plant. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some disinfected scissors here, and all you're going to do is just cut the stem about 1 inch below the last leaf. So this will allow it to have some room for the roots to grow. So just right about there, all you're going to do is just make a nice cut, clean cut. So these are our two good cuttings here. We're going to allow them to dry out on a paper towel or a tray for the next few days to allow a callus to form over that cut spot. This will allow them to survive and protect them from any kind of bacteria that would be in the soil later on. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you put them in a warm location that's away from direct sunlight because they are more sensitive and direct sunlight will allow them to burn. So it's been a few days now and our cutting has finally calloused over. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this one here into a tray of moist cactus soil here. So I'm just going to leave it on top, but there are other methods to doing this. You can either put it into the soil here, or you can also put it into a small container of water. So there are many different ways to do this, so experiment which way works best for you. Continue to keep the soil moist, and eventually your cutting will start to grow new roots like this one here. This can take a couple weeks to a couple months, so patience is key. Eventually, your plant will start to produce new little leaves like this little guy right here, and eventually it'll start to grow into a much larger plant like this one here. Over time, your mother leaf here will start to wither and die, so you can either remove it or just wait till it's completely withered like this one. You're also going to want to make sure you keep them out of direct sunlight and moist until they become more mature like this one. Eventually, you can slowly start introducing them to less water and more light over time once the roots have fully established. Patience is key. If your succulent cuttings don't work out the first time around, that's okay. A lot of them won't. Just remember, keep trying, use different experiments, try different methods to see which one works best for you, and I'm sure you'll be soon surrounded by a whole bunch of baby succulents. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you learned a little something about how to properly propagate succulents today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe as well. We're putting out new videos every week. Stay in bloom, don't kill your plants!